I write, mix and master my own songs. However, mastering is the trickiest part of them all, and I've wondered if I should hire a mastering engineer at many points in the life of this project. So what I want to do today is to show you the difference between a master done by someone like me, who is not an engineer, and a master done by a mastering engineer, and discuss when you should do your own masters and when you should hire a mastering engineer to do your masters. Hello beautiful people, welcome to Synaptic Schism. I am Vlad, and this video is not an engineer video. I am not an engineer, but I like to discuss technical stuff related with music production, so this is the place. Before I continue, I want it to be clear that this is not a sponsored video, because at some point in the video I think it's going to look like it is, but it isn't. No one has paid me anything. If anything, I owe the people that helped me money for helping me doing this, okay? So what I have done was I picked a master of my latest song, The Reason for All Hope, and I sent the mix and my master to Sage Audio. The guys from Sage Audio were amazing. They did a master, they answered all of my questions, knowing fully that I was going to do this video comparing my master with their master. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is the difference between my master and a master done by a mastering engineer, and discuss the reasons why someone should master themselves and the reasons why someone should hire a mastering engineer for their songs. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump into Reaper and check the differences between the two masters. We are now with the Reaper session open, and on the top is my master, and on the bottom is the master that Sage Audio did. I'm going to go through these three regions that I created in Reaper to show you the differences. Okay, let's start with the first one. I'll start with mine, and what I want to ask you to pay attention is the low end. So in this case it's a double bass, mostly that. Okay, so this is my master, and now Sage. Now mine, and Sage Audio. Okay, so what I noticed here is that the low end is a lot more contained, it's tighter. So I asked, my assumption was that they did multi-band compression only on the low end, and the reason why I assume this is related with something that I'm going to show you later with the transients. So the low end is a lot more controlled. This helps not only the double bass here, but it will also help with some booms, explosions and percussion that I have in other parts of the song. One of the things that is also not obvious here is that there's a lot more clarity. The song is a lot brighter, let's say. Okay, so point number one, the low end is a lot tighter. Now let's go to the second region. So in the second region, this is the part where the piano solo, there's a piano solo that takes most of the music, and this is where the piano solo enters, and that's what I want you to pay attention to, is specifically the piano solo. Okay, so you're now listening to my master, and now Sage Audio's. Did you notice how the piano just popped up? It's not on the top, it's above, it's on a different level. The song is a lot clearer, right? So Sage Audio. mine. So what Sage Audio was able to do here was to make the piano pop. Okay. I'm assuming, actually I didn't ask this, but I'm assuming there's some mid-side EQ going on here with pushing up 5K a little bit in the sum area of the song where the piano is lying, while leaving everything else kind of separated. But the song is a lot clearer. It's more hopeful, which is cool because that's the whole idea of the song, is about hope. And they were able to deliver this hope, this clarity, this like good vibe going in a way that I wasn't able to. So in the last part, in this third section, I want to focus, everything comes together. So both the low end and the clarity, it makes the percussion a lot better. And this is why I assumed that the compression in the low end was multiband, because the rest of the song is barely compressed, but the low end is very tight. They have confirmed that this is what they did, and the result, and in here pay attention to the percussion, is something as beautiful as this. First I'm going to show you my master. Okay. I'm going to Sage Audios. Again. And now mine. Sage Audio. Really, this is a thing of beauty. I mean, it's impressive how they were able, with just one session, there was no back and forth, to actually put up so much more into the music. The music is more vibrant, the transients are much better. Mine was compressed, my master does have compression before the limiter. They basically did not compress anything but the low end, and they gave that clarity to the top end, which allows for the percussion in this area to just flourish and make this beautiful thing. Okay, so what are my conclusions from this little experience? We have two masters, both with the same loudness, because I tested that, both were created with the same thing in mind. The prerequisites that I gave to Sage Audio for this experiment was basically to create a song for Spotify. They respected that. The master, in terms of the pure characteristics of the sound, is the same in both, but it's obvious that theirs is a lot more expressive. It's, in a way, it shows the song and what the song wants to show better than mine did. So what can I conclude? That I should hire mastering engineers? Maybe, but I think that's the wrong question. It's not if I should hire, is when should you hire mastering engineers. And to me, music is a form of expression. Is a little bit more than a hobby, but it is not something that I consider doing professionally, or to take to another level or something like that. It's about expressing myself. It's about meeting people that love music and that love to discuss this kind of stuff. Music to me is definitely not a commercial thing or a professional thing. So doing my own masters is probably a very good idea. I will be able to learn more and so on. On the other hand, if I was taking this just a pinch more seriously than I'm taking now, I should definitely hire a mastering engineer. And in the end, that's my advice to you. If you are able to master your songs, and I think it's important to actually know the process and be able to have this conversation with a mastering engineer. But if you are able to do all of these things and you learn the process, but you take your music to a new level, to a commercial, a professional level, then you should definitely hire a mastering engineer, because mastering is so important to give the final polish, to sculpt those final things in the song to make it shine. So this is my final advice. Learn to master. I think it's important to learn to master. Do your thing if your thing is good enough for what you are doing, which is my case, but definitely look to get help from people that are professionals and that know this stuff a lot better than we do. Just as a final note, thank you very much to Sage Audio for being such fantastic team. They were so helpful. I mean, they treated me like a paying customer, and that it was an amazing experience to interact with them. So thank you so much, and follow them on YouTube. You will find the link to their channel in the description. And now I'm going to leave you with the full piano solo, and then I will go from my master to their master so that you can see what the actual difference is. So until the next video, bye bye.